Hello, good afternoon everybody. Thank you for coming to join me. I just wanted to do a quick craft with me. I'm trying to go through these two journals and bring you along with me on this journey making these. These are two Valentine's journals that I'm making, and if you saw my previous videos then you'll know what I've been making. I've just got a little bit further with these, so I've finished this cover. There's a pocket here. And this one is slow stitched. It has some chiffon lace that I've put there as a tie closure. And this one has crocheted lace on the edges of the pages. So that's that one. My signatures aren't sewn in yet. And then this one, I had finished this one, this cover in the previous video. So this one is strips of fabric stitched across that way. And then this is a pocket front and back, and it's a pocket on the inside as well. This one has a pocket on the inside, and that's a piece of crochet trim that was on a vintage table runner. So there, and I've put a little cluster there. So there as far as I've got. Somebody has asked me, part of my process, how I make sure that my journals aren't getting too gator mouth, so too big and wide. And the way that I work, and we all work differently, is I tend to make some of the tucks and pockets for the journals that I'm making, and when I've made a few I start and stick them into the journals, and I also make the ephemera to go in them at the same time. So I haven't put any in this one yet. Let me just move that one over to the side. So this one, I just had it on my desk and I was just working along. Both journals will again have the same pockets and things in, but obviously they will be different because the kits are different. And these kits are both from Amy from Crafty Cat. One is her last year's Valentine and one is this year's. And this one is this year's, which is Darling Valentine, I think it is. So as I say, I've got the cover done, so, and I know it fits. Usually they're about 12.5. My journal covers 12.5 by 8.5, so that it gives me a 6.25 front. And then if I move that out the way, as I say, I've started, all the papers are put together, and I've started putting a couple of pockets in, and literally I have only got a couple of pockets in. So this one I've made tuck spots here, and I've made this out of, I've got an old Strand magazine book that's literally falling to pieces, so I've used a page of that at the back and it says A Story of Sweet Lavender, and then I've used some of the papers and I've fussy cut that lady out, and then I've made some journal cards, excuse me reaching, some journal cards to go in there. And then there's a tuck spot, I've left that there as a tuck, so I need to put a card in there. So as I start and build the journal, they're all in there, so it kind of tells me how fat it's getting. And then in the back of this one, this is the pocket that was inspired by Corey. I think it's, Corey Dacombe. Sorry, Corey, I know I'm saying your name incorrectly and I do apologise. But I will put a link to Corey's below, and I've done a video on this one. And this is it has the flips and the tags. So I've decorated these. I've gone through papers that I've had printed out, and I've kind of got all the pink ones together that I could find sort of in theme. So, and this is fussy cut from Amy's kit. So this has the tags in. There we are, so 3 tags all ready made and decorated, and then these flip up, and of course these tags, as we said last time, they hold those pockets down, so they just slip in there. And then as well, this one has a pocket there that I will put a card in. So that's the way that I do it. So as I make a couple of pockets, I have a look at where I want them to go. So that's how I make sure that mine isn't gator mouth. And I won't stitch mine into the signatures my signature into the cover until I've got all the tucks and pockets done that I want to, all glued in. And that's just my way. Everybody is different, but it's the way that I find I work best. I find that I'm quite flighty when I'm making something. My mind goes all here, there and everywhere. So I have to try and organise myself a little bit. So today I'm carrying on decorating those journals, and I thought I would just put the camera on and show you what I'm doing. These pockets are inspired by Amy from Crafty Cat, and she's been making all sorts of different pockets where you put 2 pages together. So this is my version of one of Amy's. I've done a few of these before, but this one I'm doing a bit different for me. So I've got 2 pieces of paper, and this is just book page that I've got. Cut it to the height that I want, and then I'm putting the 2 together like that and folding them over, so just slipping one inside the other so that both of the folds are on the outsides, and then I've just turned that one down there. And what that will make me is it will give me a tuck spot just there, it will give me a tuck spot just there, it will give me 2 writing pages there, and then it will give me a tuck just there when it's on the page. Or it will give me, or I could stick it that way and have the tuck there and it for it to open that way, and then this bit would be stuck down on the page. So it really doesn't matter which way that you do it, it depends how. I know there's a little tear in there, but when I've stuck the papers on it, you won't see that, that'll be fine. So I was just going to bring you along and just decorate a couple of these, one for each of the journals. So. Let me move that one out the way because that's going to be for the other one. I had already cut this piece of paper, so that's going to go on the front. Let me just stick this flap down. This paper from this this book isn't that thick. It's the Bradshaw's, republished Bradshaw's Guide, which is a train guide. And then that's going to go on there. And I've just watched Amy doing her altered book, and she's been tearing these corners and said how difficult it is, and yeah, I agree, Amy. So watch me make a mess of this one, roughly. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's quite hard for me because I've got the camera right in front, or the iPad right in front of my face. So I'm just very conscious that if I move too far forward, I'm going to headbutt the screen, which obviously you don't want me to do that. So I'm trying to move things up forward, but each time I move them further up, I kind of bang my head on the camera to see what I'm doing. So I'm sure I will get used to this, and I will get better as I go along. So thank you. Thank you for your patience. So I'm going to stick that on there. And that will be a pocket. And if it does hang over slightly, you know, if I have torn it that little bit too big, then that's fine. Where's my other bit there? You know, if there is a little bit of bobble on there, then you can just trim it off carefully. It's not, I don't worry about it. In the bottom there, just trim that. Does anybody else get bits of paper stuck on them? I'm forever finding them. So that goes on there. Yep, I like that. I have some ink somewhere. Oh, it's right in front of me. Isn't that typical? So I'm going to just put a little bit on there. I hope I'm in frame for you. Down there. I know there's nothing worse than watching people ink, so I apologise for that. Okay, and then because that's going like that, I need something on there just to cover that piece there. I got some of Rachel's from Rachel from Roxy Creations. Let me just take that out of there. Yeah, I think that'll look nice on there. Looks a little bit vintage. Well, it is vintage because it's from Rachel, but it's not too modern. Put that on there. And then when that goes together there, there is the pocket. That one decorating. I've fussy cut some. I've also got the ephemera kit from Tailor Made Journals, and I think this is one of her hearts, and I think I might put that on there. I quite like that. What do you think? Can you see that? Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on there. And I will use some of these. Somebody asked me what glue I use. The glue that oops, that's sticky. The glue that I use is here in the UK. It's called Collall. I've got it here. Collall. And I find it glues really, really well. And I get it from Hobbycraft. We have limited places here in the UK where we can get glues and things. And then I just put it does come out its own bottle very fast, and so I tend to put it in one of those fine. I think I'm just going to put that at an angle on there like that. And because I've just filled this bottle up, it is coming out quite quick. It slows down as it gets lower in the bottle. So that's going to glue on there, and I think I'm actually going to glue that down. Where was that tear? Am I imagining that there was one? Oh no, it's there. So what I might do is I might take a little bit off the top there, just so that tear isn't in the way. This pocket won't be as tall as the page, it is shorter. Which way did I put that then? And I do want a divot. Actually, I think I might. Do you know, if I could put this pocket together? I think I'm actually going to put the divot in that bit, so I'm not going to glue this at the moment. I'm going to open that up and I'm going to put some papers on these two sides so that that's going to be some writing space. So I want some plainish papers for that. Yep, that'll go nicely. I just want something that's quite plain, so that it doesn't distract when you're writing on it. I'll just tear that down. And of course this pocket that Amy did with her two pieces of paper, there's so many variations that you can actually do with it. There really are. So I want that to be slightly smaller. So about on that pink line, I reckon. And as before, if it is slightly smaller, it you know, it doesn't worry me because, oh, come on, Carol, grab hold of it, girl. A little bit smaller. There we go. Goes like that, so that's going to go on that one there. Yep. Oh, bringing all the papers with me. Well, yesterday here in the UK we had snow, but it was really that wet, horrible, slushy, sleety snow. But when I took my dog out, it rained first thing in the morning, turned to sleety snow. And then by the time I took her out in the afternoon, it was snowing quite fast and quite heavy. She wouldn't walk in the rain in the morning, but she quite liked the snow in the afternoon. So at least we did manage to get a good walk together. So it does me good to get out and get some fresh air. And I think I am going to use the same paper on this side. I used it that way, didn't I? And again, it's on that pink line. I like that this paper's lined. It makes it easier for me to, it would do if I could see my pencil mark. Oops, you see, that's what I do. I do apologise. It catches on my glasses. I really must have a fiddle with it and see if there's a different way that I can do it. I can't craft sitting down, because if I was sat down, I wouldn't hit my head, would I? But it just doesn't seem to work for me, sit down crafting. Yeah, that's not too close to the fold. And then stick that one on. And then I do find this glue stick quite strong, but once it's dried, if there are any bits that are lifting, if I've missed anywhere in the corners, then I will go back and re-glue. Dark edge at the bottom. And I can go around it and ink it up once it's dried. So this bit here is the bit that's going to have the notch in. And I don't think it'll cut. It doesn't like to cut when it's wet, so I'm just going to put, I've got some scrap paper behind it. Here we go. There. It just seems to cut that bit better. And it's got something behind it. So that goes together like that. So there's a pocket there. It opens up, writing space, and I may decorate that. I'm not sure at the moment. And then that is the bit that we'll glue down. So to show that how it would fit into the journal, hopefully you can see me. Find a page, pick a page, let's pick one at the back, pick a page, any page. So it would stick 3 sides, so you'd have a tuck spot there and that would open out, or you could put it on this side so that it flips that way and you've got writing space, and then you can tuck there. And that's probably the side that I would do it, because it's easier if it's there to write than if you've got it flipping on the other side, if you see what I mean. So that's the way that will go. And that's how I tend to work putting my journals together. Let me just think. So I need to glue that bit on there. And as I say, I will go round it and do the inking afterwards. And of course I haven't got them matching, have I? Make sure that still closes, and it does. And then that, I'm not going to just wipe the glue there. So that will be a tuck spot just there. for a nice thin tag. And then this will get glued down the edge there and across the bottom there. Sorry, am I in frame? There we go. So that just needs to dry. So flips out, tuck, tuck. Okay. So I will make another one to go with the other paper. How long have I been going? 20 minutes. So I won't do it now. I'll probably do it off camera and show you next time. But that's how I make one of the pockets. Old book paper that I've been gluing on, that I've folded in half. But that just shows you it will tuck in there and become a tag. And then also in the back there, it probably needs cutting down a bit, or the edge neatening at least. In there. So I'll leave this to dry, and I'll be back later to show you some more. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.